home loans. And now, the little pill with a big story to tell, J.P. Shadrick.
And welcome in. It is the first hour of Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. We're back on a Monday on 1010XL, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. Busy 2 hours ahead. Here's what's coming up. Presented by Deep Eddy Vodka, handcrafted with real fruit. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. It is the first Monday show of 2025. We'll review the Jaguars' loss to the Steelers in preseason week 1. The sky is falling around Duval. We'll try to calm you down a little bit. Travis Hunter update, what happened on both sides of the ball for him, and then a look ahead to this week of practice in the Jaguars-Saints preseason week 2 coming up. We welcome in, of course, CBS Sports senior writer Pete Prisco. Tony Boselli's down the hall in another office these days. Our new teammate on Monday Happy Hour, former Jaguars defensive lineman, current UFC fighter, Austen Lane. Welcome, Austen.
So this wasn't in my job resume when you guys brought me on to calm people down. Like, I thought we could just be honest after that first preseason game, but I wasn't told in the email that we have to calm people down.
Well,
I'm nervous now.
Pete does not calm anybody down.
I got you.
At all.
No, never. By the way, welcome to the insane asylum, Austen. We're gonna have a great time. Look, I berated and abused the last guy that sat in the seat. And he ended up as being a general manager. So if I berate and abuse you, you'll probably end up being the champion of the world in your weight class.
See, I like that. Yeah, we're moving on up,
man. I like it.
You can watch it on CBS apparently coming up too. That's
yeah,
Paramount.
Wow, yeah. That's a good thing.
Had the deal.
By the way, who did you say was down the hall?
Boselli.
Who? Who is that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What? What are you talking about? He's gone. It's over. He's upstairs.
That's what I'm saying. He's down the hall. He's,
Okay.
But I'm curious if he has rabbit ears like the last guy.
Of course he does. Of course he does. You know he's going to have rabbit ears. Are you kidding me? Now, he'll do it in a playful way. He won't do it in a mean, nasty way, right? I think.
I would hope so, but Pete, I gotta be honest with you, man. Is it true that did you bully him into the EVP job, or did he take that job willingly?
No, a little bit of both, I think.
Okay,
a little bit of both. I mean, look, it's a great opportunity for him. I'm happy for him. I think he's great in that job. He's be great in the role. But what it really does, if the thing goes rotten, it gives us a layup on who to rip every week.
Oh yeah, that's the low hanging fruit there, Pete.
Right. I mean, and now he's not only that, he's dressing like Gladstone. I mean, my God.
Well, how about Pete? We had both those guys on together the last 3 weeks on the Liam Cohen show. We don't have the coach yet until the regular season, so it's been Gladstone and Boselli together, and it's like the movie Twins. Remember that one where it's like Schwarzenegger and DeVito?
Yes. Am I wrong, though? When he used to come on the show, he'd wear a T-shirt or a button-down shirt or something. Now he's wearing these Lululemon hoodies or whatever. He's dressing like Gladstone.
And these short shorts, well, all of a sudden they're back in style. It's ridiculous.
Listen, I'm going to give a shout out to...
Austin, you should come in a hoodie. You should come in a hoodie one day.
So... In honor of James Gladstone and some of these coaches, I actually did a science experiment at training camp because we saw one day James Gladstone was rocking actually like a full-fledged hoodie, which was insane to me because we're talking about like 90 degrees at practice. And if you're the GM of the Jacksonville Jaguars, why you got to sweat? You know, I mean, I'm wearing a tank top as far as I'm concerned. You can't tell me nothing. I brought Travis Hunter here, but we saw him in a hoodie, so I was curious. If I wear a hoodie out to practice for the full time, how much weight would I lose? What would my heart rate be? And we
You're just standing there.
And we actually measured out. I was talking. I was talking to some of the
but you were
the
standing there.
I wasn't. I mean, I was passionately arguing sometimes too, though.
But you were standing there.
I was passionately arguing. Okay. By the way,
so how much did you lose?
Burned 800 calories, lost 5 pounds. Don't just say I was standing there. Okay, the heart rate got up to 135. My resting heart rate 60. So I was doing some work out there, Pete.
Wow.
So wait. So you lost 5 pounds just standing there?
I can't stress this enough, you guys. I was in it. I was kind of jogging a little bit, trying to see like the team's periods. They had a goal line period. I couldn't see anything, so I had to kind of jog a little bit around the field to see that goal line period. I was working out there.
The day I was there at training camp was the hottest day in Jacksonville history, I think, or one of them. Remember?
Yeah.
I think it was 101 that day. Ooh. And JP drags me out into midfield to talk to the fans before practice. and half of them hated me and half of them loved me, right, JP?
That's about right.
Basically what it was.
That's about right. And that's what I expect.
And that's what you want. That's what you want. See, right now, everybody loves Austen, right? New guy comes in, former player, everybody. Hey, they love Austen. Yeah. Give him a month, of half hating him and half loving him. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. After the first loss of the season, guess what? If Austen, you're out there and as honest as you want to be, you're going to hear it from both sides, I think.
The way that defense played the other night, Austen would have been starting even at his age right now. My gosh.
Is this overreaction Monday, Pete? It sounds like it
is. Look, I'm one of those guys. When I look at the preseason, I can't analyze it. I can't break it down. What was the Jaguars' record the preseason last year?
3-0.
Okay, enough said.
The last
because they weren't a good football team. Mm-hmm. But you can't evaluate it. You're playing against guys that'll be working, on Wall Street or bouncing at a bar in a couple of weeks. It's just you can't evaluate it. You hope to see some things, little things, but the big picture evaluation cannot be done. It just can't be done. Now, I'll say this: that was a sloppy team. That team was sloppy the other night in a lot of ways. And we look at the defense. I watched the tape this afternoon. I can't tell you how many times, JP, where the call is coming in and they're looking at each other, pointing at each other, and the Steelers are running the play.
Right.
I mean, they were not in any sort of rhythm and sync at all on defense, and it showed up. And Campanelli is too good a coach for that to be a problem. So I don't know what the disconnect was or why it happened, but that was a major issue for them on defense the other night.
So that was one of the things for the pregame show that I was going to watch, because if Coach Camp, he does, in terms of schemes and coverages, they can be a little complicated. Now, granted, it's the preseason, so it's going to be meat and potatoes, right? But I did see some guys out there turning around, kind of hands up and everything, and the ball's getting snapped. And I get it. Okay, it's the first preseason game, but I feel like some of those things, along with those penalties, those things can carry over to the regular season. So I think those are some things to be cautious about a little bit, where you got to clean them up. You got to clean up the pre-snap penalties, right? Those get cleaned up. And obviously you can't have guys turning around wondering what you got when you're in zone coverage, because in the real game, it's going to happen even faster.
Yeah, and they actually worked on that today, Pete. Coach Cohen, after practice today, was like, hey, we didn't have pads on, we just had helmets, and that's what it was about. It was about communication. It was about all of that being in the right spot on defense mainly, but on both sides of the ball.
Austen, you made a good point. It was vanilla as vanilla can be, and they were still having communication problems. What happens when it starts getting complex? I mean, that's the scary thing about it, because when I watch practice, I'm sure you guys have been out there more than me, they seem to really grasp it, and they love it, and they love the complexity of it, and being able to show double A gap mug blitzes and backing out of it and dropping guys out and blitzing guys. Well, they didn't do any of that the other night, and they still had busts and really seemed to be lost at times. So that is a little concerning. I'm glad they went back and did a mental day today rather than go out and do something physical. I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think Liam Cohen was smart to do that.
It's Jaguars Happy Hour, 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube, JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Austen Lane. It's the first show of the 2025 season. How about the offensive performance? The starters go one drive, guys. They go, 12 plays, field goal, penalties, false start on the first play of the game. That's never ideal. And then the double penalty negated one of the Travis Hunter catches a little bit later. But they overcame, got in field goal range, and got at least something down the field to and they extended the drive with a fourth down play as well. That right here, we're looking at it on Jaguars.com. Overall, Austen, from the starting offense, what did you gather, if anything?
I mean, we just saw that play with Dwamie Brown getting picked up and carried back. It seemed a couple yards there. I can't believe that wasn't a full-fledged fist fight. I feel like if you do that 10 years ago, there's going to be players on the sideline coming to have his back, man, because it's almost like the sign of disrespect when you pick somebody up and kind of carry him back a little bit. But in terms of this offense, The biggest question for me was, what does Trevor Lawrence look like? And I thought for the most part, I thought he commanded the offense well. He had a nice pass to Brenton Strange where it wasn't the first look, but I think it was a second look. He looked calm, collected back there. There was one instance where the pocket broke down a little bit and he took off. The old Trevor would have probably stayed back there a little longer, try to make something happen, and maybe it's a fumble, right? So I think overall, you didn't get the ball in the end zone against a lot of twos, right? And that's going to linger with that offense. I'm sure, that's something that they talked about after that game. But overall, I think Trevor Lawrence being the most important cog of that machine, I thought he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, and I think everything that he's worked on carried over to the game. The motion was quicker. The mechanics were better. The feet weren't as elongated. He was tighter. Everything was tighter, quicker, and the ball got out. That was what I wanted to see because he talked about it all offseason. You wonder, though, would it carry over when guys start getting around him and trying to hit him? And it did. And so I think you made a couple points on two plays. The one that's strange was really, that's big boy football right there. You come over to the right, you open to your right, you come back, and then you hit him in the middle of the field and throw a pinpoint pass where he's pretty decent coverage on that play. That was impressive to me. That was a good play. Now, the one where he took off and ran, I didn't like that one. And I'll tell you why.
Right here, we're looking
if you go back to, here, if we go back and run this play again, he's got Parker Washington on a crosser if he wants it. He also has Travis Hunter wide open if he wants to throw it. And that's the first time I watched the All-22 tape today. It's the first time we'll see Travis Hunter jumping up and down, complaining about, I'm wide open and I didn't get the football. It wasn't like he was mad, but he was jumping up and down because he's clearly wide open between the safety and the corner, and he doesn't look at him. Now, I don't know what the progression is on that play. I imagine that's the last one, but he was open.
Yeah, I think just in terms of like that internal timing, right? Like I think we're seeing a guy now that's making the decisions a little quicker. If he doesn't see what he likes, he takes off. Could he have hit that shot? Absolutely. But he did get 3 yards out of it. Now, it wasn't a game-changing run by any means.
But don't you think he has to hit one?
You don't want to see him run?
No. I don't want to see it. The head first diving? Are you crazy? That's what got him hurt in the first place.
But Austin, don't you think he had Parker Washington on the little crosser in that scenario? Give it to him.
No,
Take yourself out of the equation. Give him the ball.
No, I hear you.
Parker Washington takes the hit, not your star quarterback. That's why I think he should have gone there.
Right. I mean, it's hard to retrain that, though. That's what he.
But it was better. It was better. It was quicker. The motion was quicker. The mechanics were quicker. He seemed comfortable. The ball got out. It was different. It looked different, and he looked different. I think that's a good thing.
I think we can also celebrate, too, that, in terms of the screen game, which has been lacking, I feel like, the past decade, maybe since I haven't played in terms of screens and everything, I thought they showcased a couple screens. That's obviously going to be a staple in that Liam Cohen offense, and Travis Etienne had one. The jet sweep, too, to Dwamie Brown, which I'm not sure if you want to show that in the preseason, but it looked great.
But now people have to prepare for it, and you got it on tape.
That's but if you go to practice, they run that play.
Everyone's running that play.
You've seen it, right. I like that call. It's a quick, you think you're going to hand it off inside, and you get a quick, easy turn and give him the back, and he's around the corner. It's easy. Now, I'm with you on the screen game. I think that's something they need to get back to. And Etienne's pretty good in the screen game. I'll say this about the running back position. We'll get more into detail.
Plenty of time to dig into the running backs. There's a lot.
But
here.
Again, I like the offense. I like the design. I was very critical of the design of the offense last year. I hated it.
He loves 100%. Bubble screen. I know, Austin, you're new. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. Pete
loves bubble screens.
Okay.
Well, I don't mind bubble screens, but not when you run 35 of them a game. I mean, left, right. Wasn't there one series where they ran a bubble screen to the right, a bubble screen to the left, and came back and ran another one to the right last year? I mean, it's just, you got to get creative to get the ball down the field. I think they will get the ball down the field eventually. You didn't show a lot of that the other night. But they will get it down the field.
All right, plenty ahead. We got plenty of time to dig into this a little bit more. The running back room, apparently Pete wants to dig in there. I'm all about it. That's a competitive group, I think.
It's competitive. Should it be?
Okay. That's the thought. We'll get to that coming up. Jaguars defense ahead. We've got Fanatics fan questions in the second hour. We'll keep it real, as we always do. That's all coming up in the second hour as well. If you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. Zip Chair, furniture for fans. We are off and running in 2025. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbq.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
It takes us just coming in, being ourselves every day, being true to ourselves. As far as we obviously know it's a physical sport. We all want to come out here and be physical, but at the end of the day, it's either you're going to win or you're going to lose. Don't nobody want to lose. So coming in with that mindset, I feel like as far as with our defensive perspective, we want to be physical, we want to stop the run, and that's our main focus first.
That is Trayvon Walker earlier today after practice, discussing how to establish a defensive identity. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans. We're on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, Jaguars YouTube, JP Shadrick, Austen Lane in Jacksonville from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. Pete Prisco, CBS Sports senior writer, as always, down in South Florida. And good to hear from Trayvon Walker there. And, he didn't get many snaps in the game, but I think his point is good. You have certain things you want to do as a defense. But Pete, it feels like you really get an identity once you play some real football games. That's when you're really going to find out what it is.
But he talked about stopping the run. The Steelers didn't run at all. I mean, they weren't very good at all running the football. So I think, they have to be better against the run. Let's be real. The way they're constructed right now on the defensive side of the ball, they're not good enough to stop the run in a regular season game with what they have on the field defensively. I don't think they need Armstead on the field. They need Mason Smith on the field. They need those guys playing. Armstead hadn't played at all. How long has he been out now?
I mean, officially, I think probably about a week or so with the back injury, but he was...
That's longer than that because he wasn't practicing when I was there. That was 2 weeks ago.
That's right. But then all of a sudden he sits out the scrimmage, and that's when a lot of people noticed for the first time, I think, and then they said, oh, he's got a sore back.
Well, here's something that, and I'm not just saying that I don't know his situation, but I'm going to say this as a big picture of the National Football League right now. Injured and hurt are two different things. And we're seeing a lot of guys sit out with stuff that back in the day, even when Austen played, they might have played and practice. Mm-hmm. And so you go all around this league right now, there's so many guys sitting out practice all across the league. I mean, it's incredible. Every stop I've been to, this guy's not practicing. 12 guys out this day. So I'm concerned. Armstead right now is a major issue for that team. Mason Smith is a major issue for this team. They have to be on the field. What we saw the other night, did you see Austin, did you see anything from the defensive interior?
So this is no, Pete, not at all. And this is really my biggest takeaway from this defense right now. Like, it doesn't matter if you have the bookends on the outside with Trayvon Walker and Joshua Hines-Allen. Your defense will only be as good as your interior defenders in terms of defensive tackles allow you to be. And right now, it seems to be lacking. And if you want to talk about Eric Armstead, and you want to talk about the back injury, I mean, I think Jaguars fans have a little PTSD in terms of back injuries around this place from, years ago and everything. Kidding. So like that in general doesn't sound good. And obviously being the preseason, we don't know the extent of these injuries, right? We don't know what's going on with Mason Smith right now. But I would think that if Eric Armstead could truly practice, I hope that he would. Because keep in mind, I understand that he had a very, he had a great career in San Francisco. The prior GM brings him over here. He plays out of position for the most part last year with the old defensive coordinator. They get a new regime and everything. But if I'm Eric Armstead, I want to make that good first impression. Because as far as I'm concerned, James Gladstone, Coach Camp, Coach Cohen, they don't owe me anything. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I still have to prove myself. So, if it's a lingering injury where it's kind of here, I would hope that it's a serious injury where he can't be out there. Because if you're teeter-tottering, you probably should be out there. And as far as Mason Smith's concerned, everything that I've heard is he was training really hard during the offseason, has this injury. We're not sure how long he's going to be out of, but at the end of the day, in this Coach Camp defense, you can have all the different coverages you want, but you can't make up for deficiencies on the interior defensive line.
I will say this about Mason Smith, guys, Pete. It's he's been working off to the side out in the open practices.
And what is his injury?
It looks like lower body. I mean, one of his lower legs is wrapped. They haven't said officially what it is.
So it's like hockey now. They just say lower leg injury.
Kind of what it is.
But you're right, though, Austin, because I heard the same stuff, that he had been just a madman all offseason, and he'd gotten into really good shape, and they were counting on him being a big part of what they were going to do. So this one has to be frustrating for him personally and the team. Armstead is a veteran. Camp ain't fun, okay? Let's be real.
Sure.
Camp isn't fun. Nobody likes it. But I'm not saying he's jaking it, because I don't know, and we don't know the extent of the injury. And teams, by the way, do it players disservice by not telling you what the injury is. What is it? What exactly is his injury? Is it a disc injury? Is it just a tweak in the back? What is it? And so now what's out there is we're sitting there speculating on, is he janking it or not? Right?
True.
And so if I'm Eric Armstead, I'm going in front of everybody and saying, look, dude, this is what my injury is. I have a herniated disc or whatever it is. If he does have that, then say it. The NFL has become so paranoid about the injuries, but then they don't ever look at the other side of it. It exposes him. It opens him up to criticism that maybe he doesn't deserve, right? If he has truly a herniated disc or something wrong with his back, he should say it.
Fair.
I mean, it's fair, but at the same time, I feel like now with social media and everything, if something truly was wrong, what's to stop a player from just going online and saying
he's got his own podcast,
right?
Like,
I mean, listen, I'm sure, I don't know if he listens to us or not, but like...
So Austin's calling him out for jaking it then.
Well, no, but I'm just
First
saying,
show, Pete.
First show,
He's
here we go,
all
man.
in.
Headlines,
I love this
headlines.
guy already.
No, but I mean, I think if it is serious, if it was me, right, and... Obviously, I'm the modern era NFL player, right? So I'm watching everything. I'm putting my name in Twitter, and I'm searching it up, and I'm seeing what people are saying about me. Well, what they're saying about me now probably isn't the most positive, right? So if that's the case, then I'm going to go maybe against coaches' wishes of, hey, keep on the down. No, I'm going to be like, here's what's going on. I'm actually hurt, and hopefully I'll be back soon. Like that's what I would say. It could be cryptic. It could have some rap lyrics to it too if you want to do that, because a lot of players are into that. But whatever the case may be, but I'm going to put something out there to let people know exactly what's going on.
But you talk about it going against coaches' wishes. I remember back in the day when Coughlin used to tell players, don't say anything about your injuries. And I remember walking up to Hardy Nickerson. I go, how's your leg? He goes, well, I'm not allowed to talk about it. I go, it's your leg. It's your damn leg. It's not their leg. It's your leg. It's Eric Armstead's back.
Yeah.
And I don't think what's going on with him, because you hear it. You guys live there. I've heard a bunch of it. There are a lot of fans out there who are questioning his heart and desire right now to be on the field. And as long as in Austin as well, by the way.
Apparently,
I mean,
so.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, and rightfully so, because they've exposed him to that. You should just make it go away. He can make it go away. They can make it go away. What's the damn injury? And how long is he going to be out? Not just where is he? What is he? He's not practicing. You know what I mean? It just leaves it open.
Fred Taylor's injury was legitimate, clearly. I mean, the thing was off the bone, but they all called him day-to-day back then, right, Pete? Instead of just saying what it was?
As soon as it happened, he was day-to-day. And that thing was ripped off the bone so badly that it looked like he got shot with a sniper, and that's how bad it was. And he dropped the ball. Fred dropped the ball. He fumbled. That's how bad that was, day-to-day. And so what happened with Fred Taylor is it became, well, why isn't he back? He's day-to-day. Why isn't he back? Well, the thing was ripped off the bone. We don't know if this is the same type of scenario.
No. But that's the point. We don't know.
Two things are at play here, though. There's only two things. Either he's really hurt, and they need to say it, or he needs to say it, or he's not really hurt, and they're frustrated like crazy the fact that he isn't practicing. That's the only two things at play here. So neither one is great, by the way.
No. But, Pete, even the fact, because, listen, the MO of this organization, this regime, whether we're talking about James Gladstone, talking about Tony Boselli, or head coach Liam Cohen, the MO has been to keep everybody in the loop, right? To kind of peel the curtain back a little bit and take us behind there. Like, are you a little surprised that we don't know what's going on right now? Because when week one starts, we'll know. So what competitive advantage do you have right now by kind of keeping it, under wraps, not telling anybody? From a couple weeks down the line, when it's week one, you're playing Carolina, then we'll all know.
Well, I can tell you, I was around a couple different spots, and people talk in this league, and they're looking for a defensive. They're looking. I mean, the people they know the Jaguars are looking. So, and they signed one. I mean, they did sign one, right? So they need more. And if Armstead and Smith aren't around, that group that's right there on the field right now isn't good enough. It just isn't.
We've got plenty ahead. We'll return and get in the running back room. We'll see who Austin's going to accuse of something in that room coming up, Pete.
Well, he did. 15 minutes in, he's a guy's shaking it.
Kicking off the guy gets hot, huh?
Not even a half hour in. He's going to fit it.
The team's doing that to them, or he's doing it to himself, one or the other. Austin's not wrong.
Austin's going to fit in just fine, I think, on this show. Yes. Jags football is officially back. Be there as Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and new head coach Liam Cohen take the field for the first time during the 2025 regular season when the Jaguars take on the Panthers at the Bank September 7th. Go to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll discuss who will be played running back in that game for the Jags when we come back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dream Finders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, We're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Chelsea here from Renewal by Andersen. You've seen and heard our ads where I talk about Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix material being twice as strong as vinyl, incredibly energy efficient, and custom built to fit your home perfectly. But if you haven't reached out yet, now's the time. August only. Renewal by Andersen is offering triple savings. $300 off every window, $825 off every patio door, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Ultimately, it's something that takes no talent to do, and we can't beat anybody. This is something we've been preaching for a long time since we arrived. Was we cannot start to beat people until we stop beating ourselves, and that has remained pretty consistent since February or whatever it's been. So, yeah, frustrating for sure.
Liam Cohen after the game Saturday on the penalties for the Jaguars. Welcome back. Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. Coming up in hour 2 at 5 o'clock, we'll have Fanatics fan questions, and we'll keep it real. That's all coming up in a little bit. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, and Austen Lane, the first Monday show of 2025 on 1010XL AM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. Jaguars running backs. Travis Etienne Jr. officially got the start on Saturday night. He played 12 snaps in the game. Tank Bigsby, 15 snaps in the game. LaQuint Allen, the rookie, 16. Bashal Tutin had 20, and Jackson, the other rookie, had 2 snaps in the game. And in terms of their production in the running department, Bigsby 6 for 24, Tutin 6 for 24 and a touchdown, Etienne 2 for 6, had some passing game work, and Tutin had a couple catches in the passing game. So, Pete, we've been waiting anxiously for your take on the running back room.
Well, because the entire offseason, everybody kept saying that Bigsby was going to be the starting running back. And I never bought that.
Why?
But I also, no, I just don't think look, he's a nice runner. He's a tough runner, but I don't think he's what they need at running back. I don't think Etienne is the guy either. I think Tutin will be their starting running back. Now, it might not happen on the first game, but at some point it'll happen. And here's why. We saw that the other night. The reason why. Now, you're playing a preseason game, but you've seen glimpses of it when he's been on the field, and I know he's dinged up a little bit. There was a play, and I'm going to start with Etienne. There was a play early in that game where he took a handoff, and right tackle Anton Harrison just blew his guy down the line. And all Etienne had to do, and I'm thinking about Fred Taylor in his heyday, put his foot in the ground and pop it behind that block as he drive. He beat him so badly. He's down the left. He's on the left side of the line. That's how caved it in it was. And he runs for about 20 yards. And instead, he ran smack dab into the guy that Anton Harrison was blocking. Didn't try and pop outside. Didn't try and go that way. Went right into him. Later in the game, when Tootin's in the game and the backup line's in the game, there was a handoff in the middle of the field, and I don't remember the exact yardage it was, but it was a 6-yard run I think he had, where he started to the right and popped it to the left. You saw a little juice in there, a little cutback ability. Mm. Then later on, when he scored that touchdown, there was a little juice and a little power.
Mm-hmm. Which the power wasn't in his scouting report, honestly.
But if you went back and watched his college tape, there was more of that than you see. I loved him coming out. He was one of my favorite guys. In fact, 3 of their rookies were on my annual better than team. Right, 20 guys that I like better than the scouts. He was one of them. And the other 2 were the 2 offensive linemen who might have been as good as any of the offensive linemen on the field the other night. Monheim was terrific at left guard when he was on the field. And I thought he would be a center, but he was really good the other night at left guard. And Milam was the other one who played at right tackle and left tackle and was good in those situations. So, but Tootin to me gives him what the other 2 guys don't. The ability to take a run front side and be able to take it backside. The other guys run right at it. You agree with me, Austin? I mean, there's not a lot of wiggle.
So I'm going to say this. With Etienne, yeah, I think that preseason game, he didn't show the best vision. And if you want to be a great back in this league, you have to have the vision. I did hear rumblings that everyone was on Tank Bigsby being the starting running back. I never bought that either, because I think what Liam Cohen's looking for here in terms of the backfield is versatility. If you think back to last year, if you had Bucky Irving, Rashad White, well, what can they do well? Bucky Irving more can run between the tackles, but he's also a great receiver. And the one knock on Bigsby is how dependable is he in the receiving game? And I think he's one of those guys where if you see him in the backfield, okay, it's going to be power, it's going to be inside zone, but he's not going to scare us in the screen game. He's not going to scare us, doing a wheel route or anything like that. So I think it's going to be some combination of Etienne and Tootin. I think with Tootin, obviously, right now it's can he take care of the football, which is the most important thing, right? And time will tell with that once he gets those true game experience. But I think we're going to see a running back by committee for the first couple weeks, see how they do. But my money right now is on Travis Etienne being your starting running back until proven otherwise.
I would agree. I think on opening day, he will be the running back. It just becomes a matter of when Tootin takes over as the guy. And you mentioned the fumbling, because he had fumbling problems at Virginia Tech, but he also fumbled on the first day he was here, I guess, in minicamp, and that opened him up. But since then, he's been really good with the football. And, Tiki Barber once was a fumbler, and he kind of cured himself of that. Coughlin kind of cured him of that, and he wasn't a fumbler after that. So I just think home run pop, cutback ability. I think they're both there with him. And the fact that he did show the power, that's a good thing, because that's the one thing I did see it at Virginia Tech, but running with power in college is totally different. To see it a little bit, even in his first game in a preseason game, is good to see, too.
Well, and I was pleasantly surprised by that, because I'll be honest, I wasn't watching a lot of ACC football last year. You have the SEC where it just means a little more, right? And obviously I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a Big Ten guy. So I wasn't really, too intrigued with Tootin's game in terms of running the football between the tackles, but he showed me something there. And I was excited for that, because then it got me thinking, okay, well, what is Liam Cohen's MO? What does he like to do? he likes those two back formations, that 21 personnel, 20 personnel. I think he calls it pony package, if I'm not mistaken, or that's what he called it in Tampa. So now if you have a combination of Tootin and Travis Etienne back there, I'm all for it. And maybe you throw Tank Bigsby in that mix as well, but without getting too much X's and O's here, I remember when Green Bay used to run this back in the day with A.J. Dillon and it would have been Aaron Jones. And teams got keen to it because you saw, okay, well, we got A.J. Dillon, who's like 250 pounds. He's not going to be that receiver. So we set the strong side to him. We have a linebacker account for, obviously, the passing of Aaron Jones. We'll go from there. Same thing happened in Dallas when you had Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Ezekiel Elliott's the guy between the tackles, and then you have Tony Pollard was the receiving back. Well, then you go to Indianapolis, and you have Jonathan Taylor and you have Nyheim Hines. That kind of changed the game a little bit because Taylor can be a receiver as well. So now you had two essentially receivers in the backfield causing mismatches. I think Liam Cohen can do that exact same thing here. He did it obviously in Tampa Bay. And if you have ETN, if you have Tootin back there, that could be a mismatch nightmare.
Here's and you're right, but here's part of the equation that we don't know. In Tampa Bay, Rachaad White's one of the best third down blockers in the NFL. He'll put his nose right in there. The criticism of Etienne is he isn't great in pass protection. We don't know if Tootin can do it. He might be willing. Do you know who can do it?
Yeah.
Allen can do it.
LaQuint
Allen can really
the rookie
do it.
out of Syracuse. He is not scared of contact.
He will stick his, and by the way, he can catch the ball out of the backfield too. I mean, I just think if you look at the big picture for this team going forward, ETN's probably not going to be here next year. Right?
I mean, no, he's not going to get a second contract, you would think, especially with all these draft picks they just got this year.
Okay. So you got to start peeking at some point this season. You got to start peeking ahead. I'm not to say that you start, but I think you still have to win the job. I mean, Tootin would have to win the job or whatever, but I think their future is Tootin. That's where I'm at with this. I think he's their future, and it might be sooner rather than later. I love home run speed. I love the big play, and he gives them that.
Could ETN force their hand into another contract, though, somehow, with like a monster year? Or is that just too much?
No, he's a running back. There's no way he's getting another contract.
Right.
No, not when you draft two, and there's a million of them out there. So, no, he's not getting another contract. And by the way, the James Cook contract, he hasn't got a contract yet from the Bills. They've offered him a deal, from what I heard, $12 million a year. Are you going to pay ETN $12 million a year?
They're paying him $6.5 million right now, Pete.
Well, they're paying James Cook $5.5 million. You're not going to go from $5.5 million. You're not going to go from $6.5 million to $12 million with ETN. You're just not going to do that. So you got to start peeking ahead. It's a cruel reality in the NFL. He was drafted in the first round, hadn't lived up to it. Not going to get a second contract as a runner in Jacksonville. He's just not.
He kind of thought it might be trending the other way with the success of a couple of the big-name guys, Saquon, right, all that, but it's still the business of the league.
And what is it with running backs here, too, man? It doesn't matter if they're undrafted free agents like a James Robinson or Travis Etienne. Like, they have, like, those breakout seasons where it's like, this is going to be the guy for the next decade, it seems like, and then, they fall off a little bit. It's wild.
Yeah, sure is.
Well, you know what you do? You know what the cruel reality in the NFL is? You draft them. You run them into the ground, and after 4 years, you draft another one.
Yeah,
it's the way of it. There are millions of them out there, and in certain situations, you can if you have a good offensive line, they're going to run the football. Now, there aren't Barkleys out there. There aren't guys like that. There aren't Derrick Henrys out there,
right.
But there are James Cooks out there. Let's be real. And so you got to ask yourself: is he worth $12 million a year?
Let's come back in a moment, and we'll get into the specialist, Cam Little, from 70 the other night.
How did we open up with that?
Oh, we had other stuff to talk about.
Because he's a kicker. He's a damn kicker, that's why.
That's apparently why. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
My best friend Riley loved going to the beach. She was a great swimmer. Then one day, during a swim meet, she collapsed. She had cancer, Hodgkin lymphoma. She spent months getting care at UF Health. The doctors did so much, even put her in a clinical trial. I wish we could go to the beach right now. But she's working.
Out of the water.
She's on lifeguard duty. Maybe we'll head out when her shift is done.
UF Health. Human progress has no finish line.
Watch the game, host your crew, or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
Yuengling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yuengling is the taste of tradition. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
That was a special moment. I mean, I think the group, not only the specialists realized how cool that was, but you saw the team just get behind Cam, and they realized how talented he is and the type of person he is. So they love him to death, and you could just see the excitement not only for the team, but for him and our group. So pretty cool moment. Obviously, it's preseason. We understand that, but it was so cool to be a part of that.
That is Heath Farwell, the Jaguars special teams coordinator after practice today. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Austen Lane. First hour presented by Jet Home Loans. 70-yard field goal for Cam Little at the end of the half. They set it up. They got the play. They banged the timeout. And Liam Cohen looked over, and Cam was like, yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. And he got it by about 3 yards, Austin.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Not wild from the fact that I feel like after Jaguars games the past year or so, the biggest story's always been like, the punter or the kicker, right? And then no difference here because this was a trending topic as it should have been, but unreal kick, man. It's a shame that happened in the preseason. It's not going to officially count. There's going to be an asterisk next to it, but nevertheless, he's keeping that game ball for a reason, man, because that was amazing.
He's the best 14-year-old kicker I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's unbelievable. It's amazing. Just wait till he drives a car. It's unbelievable.
That kid looks like he's just a baby-faced kid. He booms the hell out of the ball. You know what the problem with this is now? Anytime in the game they get like inside 70 yards, the fans are going to be clamoring for a field goal, right? No matter what.
Oh, you have to.
If it's a 65-yarder, he made it from 70. Don't worry, kick it. What are you going to do? You got to kick it. But boy, he's got a big leg. It must be nice, and as much as I rip on special teams, and believe me, I rip on them. I told Matt LaFleur the other day what I always say about a kicker. If I was a head coach, we sit in the green room when they miss them on Sundays, and I go, if I were the head coach, I'd walk over there and choke them. I'd choke them. I mean, I really wouldn't, but I'd say that, And because that's your only job in life is to make your damn kicks. I say it all the time. Make your damn kicks.
All the time you say that. Make your damn kicks.
Yeah. In fact, those guys at Barstool actually made a T-shirt out of that and started selling it.
Did you steal that from Urban, by the way? I think Urban said that, didn't he?
I would never steal anything from Urban Meyer. Anything. Not one thing. Zero. But when you look at their kicking game, no worries at all. Zero worries. And that's always nice. So that's reassuring. But the kid's a great kicker. And he's only scratching the surface. Now, having said that, we've seen kickers who are just unbelievably good for short periods of time. And then next thing you know, you look over and you go, what the hell happened to him? Right? Mm-hmm. Think back to the history of this league. And I'm going to give you a couple examples. Remember when Jason Myers was in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Big leg and boom it. Didn't work out. Well, then he went to the Jets.
Seattle.
Didn't work. No, Jets
Went
first,
to the
right?
Jets first.
Was it Jets first? Didn't work out. Then Seattle, and he becomes a guy that doesn't miss kicks.
Found a home.
Yeah.
And then you wonder when that's going to go bad, because it goes bad. But this kid hasn't even scratched the surface yet of what he is as a kicker. So he's a great weapon. You don't want to use him because he's a field goal kicker, but it's a great weapon to have.
And I mean, when it comes down to kickoffs as well, you've got to place it in certain spots. He's been pretty good at that.
Yeah, this league has made the placing of the field of the kickoff such a challenge now, because I hate these stupid rules.
Yeah,
Just put the ball to 30 and play football.
Yeah, now it's a 35, right? Is that what we're
35
doing now?
now,
It's ridiculous,
But
man.
I'm saying,
You're not doing
back in the
kickers
day,
any
put it to
favors.
30 and go play football.
And it's funny too, man, because I talked to Josh Scobie today. And funny story about Josh Scobie, he was actually in the bathroom. So he went to the game, obviously, went to the bathroom right before halftime and actually missed that kick, and then came back and obviously was astonished. But listen to him rant about just like the new rule changes, how they're not helping kickers. Man, I mean, he was personally a victim, I feel like, and he hasn't been in the game for a couple years now, man, but he was still pretty ticked off about it.
You know, the Jaguars have actually had good kickers in their history. Mike Hollis was the original kicker, was a good kicker. Scobie was a good kicker. Now they had a couple of years where they didn't quite work out.
Pete, I had to burn some sage at the stadium to try to, get rid of that curse for a while, I feel like, with this team in kickers.
Who was your kickers when you were there? It was
Scobie.
Yeah, so you were good.
I mean, and by the way, I knew how big of a deal Scobie was when I first got to the league my rookie year.
Oh, don't inflate his ego even more than it already is. Give me a break.
The dude was driving an Aston Martin, okay?
That's exactly right.
If you're a kicker driving an Aston Martin, you're doing something right. But and without getting into too much details, I actually prevented somebody from fighting Josh Scobie one time because somebody pulled a prank in the locker room. And they asked me who did it, and I knew who it was, Josh Scobie, and I wouldn't give him up because I knew Scobie was a captain. He was that big of a deal. So I got in a fight in a cold tub, literally my first week of training camp, just to defend Josh Scobie's honor and not put his name out.
Who'd you fight? We name names on this show,
Yeah,
Austin.
we name names. Who'd you fight?
Walt Curry. I don't know if you guys remember him or not.
I don't.
Walter Curry? I remember Walter Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Who won?
Hope he's doing good. You know what, man? Let's go and call that a draw. It's a cold tub. You ever been in a fight in a cold tub before?
Yeah.
It ain't like you're throwing punches like Rocky. You're just trying to survive.
I hope you weren't naked in that cold tub.
Nah. We're a little clothed. We're a little clothed.
But yeah, the bottom line is the kickers they're their own breed. In fact, speaking of Jaguar, when I was in Green Bay, McManus was there. And somebody had told me that the day before I got there, the guys in the media were in the locker room talking about how in the old days somebody would let him in or he would stay in the locker room too long or something. They weren't talking about the Packers. And he started screaming, "All right, you guys, get out of here now. Get out of here now. We've had enough of you." Like in a typical kicker manner. And I said, you should have turned to him and said, "You're a kicker. Nobody gives a crap what you think." And then he came over, and I happened to be leaning on the ball, where they put the balls for the kickers to come over. And he comes over, and he just has this kicker jackass mentality about him, you know?
It's a good description. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, your only job in life is to make your damn kicks. And quit acting like you're somebody special. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he had a little reputation, too, of being kind of a pain in the ass when he was in Jacksonville, too, right?
A little bit of that. Remember, he got in trouble, too, later, after the fact.
Right.
Yeah.
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 But you know, so, look, Scobie's a good dude. I've known Scobie long. Scobie's a good dude. He's one of the good guy kickers. Mike Hollis was a good dude, too, didn't it? But for the most part, kickers have a little bit of an attitude, I would say, around the NFL.
It is. You can't make a 70-yard kick without a great operation getting to the kick itself either. So let's point out Ross Matisic, who's an All-Pro and Pro Bowl long snapper. He not just snapping the ball, he'll run down the field and make a tackle and force a fumble if he needs to.
The special teams are good. Let's be real.
Logan Cook's fantastic. That's why that group, the coaching staff of the special teams is back, because everything is so organized. The coverage game's good. They've got great specialists, and that goes a long way.
You know, I think it's something like these past couple of years you haven't really appreciated it because, you know, they haven't won a lot of games, right? But when it comes down to, you know, whether you're the punter, you're Logan Cook pinning the ball within the 10-yard line when the game's on the line, or you're kicking that game-winning field goal, then people remember it, right? And hopefully this year when we're talking about close games, the Jaguars can win some of those, and we're celebrating the special teams a little more because it is a rarity to have, I think, a punter like Logan Cook who is so elite. And then you have a guy now with, you know, this kicker kicking 70 yards. I mean, he's well on his way to being elite as well. So hopefully they can keep that going.
What about the returner, though? That's you know, where's your returner?
Parker Washington.
You know, yeah, but I mean, and he did a good job last year, too. So if he ends up being better even than he was a year ago, then you have all of them. You have all, you know, because I think their coverage unit, you saw the Lane kid's going to be a hell of a player on special teams. That's why they drafted him. So the special teams should be fine. I don't think you'll be worried about the special teams. But if the special teams is your best unit, you got a problem.
It's an issue.
Right?
Let's come back in a moment. Hour 2 of the program is next. Fanatics, fan questions, and more. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Jet Home Loans.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans.
Alignment, assignment, getting our cleats in the ground when we have a call on both sides of the ball. Fundamentals. We did a 40-play alignment assignment period of just getting the call, getting our cleats in the ground, making loud guttural communication, getting the calls in quickly. That was what we were really kind of focusing on from an emphasis standpoint. Obviously, some of these guys are going to be a little bit sore that played a lot of snaps in the game, so we were trying to really hone in on the mind, got conditioning out of it kind of as well. So that was kind of the thought of today.
That's head coach Liam Cohen this morning after the morning practice. Welcome back. It's the second hour of Jaguars Happy Hour on Monday, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. Before the game, after the game, and during the game. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Austen Lane, and the Jaguars dropped the first preseason game 31-25 to the Steelers. Jaguars offense got one drive. The defense also had one drive. Travis Hunter, who we haven't even really talked about yet a lot, had 18 snaps, 10 on offense, 8 on defense. Cam Little hit a 70-yard field goal with room to spare at the end of the first half. The Jags do have work to get done this week, getting ready for preseason week 2 against the Saints. That's coming up Sunday at the Superdome. And the Jags are planning on having a scrimmage-type feel on Thursday on the practice field. And we got to first look at the coaching staff operation and everything in-game for the first time. And it just felt like there, guys, that just hearing Liam Cohen today. Now, we haven't been around him enough, I guess, a little bit, to really dig into his psyche of what he's feeling and his tone. But he felt a little perturbed, I would say, is probably a good word, Pete. Coming out of that game with the way they were missing some things. Alignment, assignment, cleats in the ground, guttural communication or things. Those are the basics. It felt a little perturbed to me. What do you think?
Yeah, and rightfully so. He should have been. I mean, I watched the All-22 today, and I can't tell you how many times, particularly on defense, you see guys spinning around, pointing around, looking around, and there were mistakes on offense. And I like the fact that he took accountability for the throw to Brian Thomas.
Call. Yeah, could have called a better play.
And you know what? When I was watching that play, I said to myself, there's no other option there for him to throw the football. It's play action, turn around and throw to him. You got to get that safety to hold a little bit. He doesn't even – there's a guy out there, but he's not really running a route that will threaten the safety. So there's no real threat for the safety. So the safety makes a beeline right there. I mean, should Brian Thomas have caught the ball? Probably. And I guess he's dropped some in training camp too, which is concerning. But again, the design of the play wasn't very good. You got to, if they had run, I think they were single high safety, and if they run, a couple verticals up the field and make that safety pick one, you're going to get to the other one. So it's just, I like the fact that he took accountability on that play, because he had no choice. That's the throw. On that play, that's the throw. And he made a good throw. He just has to catch it, and he got blasted on it. But I think today was a bad day for the team in terms of ugliness from what happened the other day. Kind of fix it and try and fix it.
Yeah.
Pete, couldn't that throw by Trevor Lawrence, though, be a little better, maybe be a little lower to protect his wide receiver a little more? Because I almost felt like, Brian Thomas Jr. had to extend himself, and it left him a little more open to take that big shot.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit better. But again, I think if he peeks to the right when he opens, once he does that play fake, he turns back around. If he just peeks for a second to the right and comes back, he holds that safety for a second, because there is a guy out there, but he doesn't really threaten him. But he's still, if you look that way, you might hold him. That guy made a beeline, right? As soon as he turned around, he made a beeline for him. So, yeah, there was a bunch of things at play there. The throw wasn't perfect. Probably should have been caught still. But no matter what happens, he was getting hit. I don't care if he put it right where it's supposed to be, he's going to get hit.
Pete, to your point about BTJ and practice, it does feel like that a little bit to me also. In some of the practices, there's the ball on the ground a lot. Sometimes he's had some days. But so far, when the lights have turned on, he's proven that he can turn into a productive,
I'm not worried about him.
Solid player, right? So how concerned are you? You're not.
None. Zero.
Okay. Yeah.
But like the day I was there, I remember I talked to a couple coaches, and they were talking about how they hadn't been winning 50-50 balls on offense. And
it's fair.
That's a concern. So, yeah, there's concern. But for him, once the lights go on, not worried about it at all.
Well, maybe
Zero.
it's because the defensive backs are improved this year. Austin, see, look at that from the defensive perspective.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that could be the case, but now with the defensive backs, I think it's a giant question mark as well, because Tyson Campbell may be out for a little bit. We're not sure the extent of the injury because, once again, we're in the preseason mode, right? So let's keep things under wraps a little bit till the regular season to find out what's going on there. And I'm going to be honest, with that preseason game against the Steelers, I came away thinking, well, Travis Hunter's your best cornerback. He's your best cornerback that you have right now. And I get it wasn't a flawless performance, right? He had that missed tackle, maybe one of those, welcome to the NFL rookie kind of plays.
Yeah, but if somebody's behind him to clean it up, it doesn't break the corner.
Well, exactly.
You're right, though. But you know what I loved about it? He got up and he banged his helmet, and he was mad at himself for missing that tackle.
Yeah.
But he is their best corner.
So, go ahead, Pete.
I was going to say, you're right. Campbell has had a great, from everything I've heard, he has been outstanding in training camp. They were raving about him. He wasn't very good the other night, though.
Yeah.
And
he wasn't great that night.
You know who's been really good in camp, though, too, is Jordan Lewis.
He has been. Yeah. And anyway. Jordan Lewis is kind of, but, he's playing that spot. He's playing that nickel, right? So, and then you have Jarian Jones, the other side, who was playing nickel last year and now is, he's played cornerback before, obviously, right? But they're asking him to do something different this year. So, if these are the conversations that we're having, and we're not sure how long Tyson Campbell's going to be out for, hopefully it's a couple weeks, but we don't know right now. And he's had a history of injuries. I understand that the MO right now is to get Travis Hunter all the reps on offense and then work him in the defense. But if I'm Coach Camp right now, I'm thinking, well, you guys got Parker Washington over there. He looks pretty good. He's having a great training camp. Can we get Travis Hunter a little more on defense, please? Because he's the best one that we have right now at corner.
See, I think Travis Hunter's going to play every snap on corner. I think that's their plan, and no matter what, that's their plan. I didn't believe that at first. I thought, but they were trying to get him up to speed on offense because it's harder to learn how to play the offense. And then he's going to be the starting corner. I think their ideal scenario would be Campbell, Hunter, and Lewis as their starting corners. And then he'll spot him in for 40 snaps or whatever on offense, or 30, whatever it is, on offense, because they're a better offense when he's on offense too. And so that's ideally, but you're right. He's their best. He has the chance to be an elite cover corner in the NFL. Ball skills are amazing. And so you need that more than you need him at wide receiver. You mentioned Parker Washington. So I think he plays every snap on defense and 30 to 40 snaps on offense. That's what I think.
Do you think that's adjusted over time, Pete, or has that kind of been the plan for them all along? They just kind of kept it under wraps?
I think that was the plan all along. I think you play them on offense to learn the offense and get comfortable with the offense because it's harder to do. Austin as a defensive guy doesn't want to hear that, but that's the reality of it.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like you're breaking any news, man.
These idiots on defense.
My playbook was, hey, it's cool. It was like this. Hey, but to be fair, though, I had a higher Wonderlic score than Tim Tebow, so we're all good. Yeah, higher than Tim Tebow. So take that for how you want.
Well, so did that thing over here in the corner that's not moving. That had a higher score, too. My trash can over here had a higher score.
22? Pete?
Not yours.
You get a hit on 22? Okay, I got you.
What was Tebow's?
I think you got a 21. I think you had 21. Oh. But it's
Didn't you get like 20 for signing your name?
Something like that, school and name. That's a quick 10. You know what I'm saying? A quick 10, name and school.
But yeah, I think he's going to be a cornerback and a good one. And I think if Campbell can play like he's played in training camp, let's take the contract out of the equation, okay? Because they gave him way too much money. Take the contract out of the equation. he can be a good corner. Lewis can be a good nickel, and Hunter can be a great corner. So that's good. You're good there. But with he's not there, now it becomes an issue if he's not there for a while. Because who starts there? Jerry Jones?
Yeah. No, Pete, I agree with you. But to play, like the other side of this whole thing, Liam Cohen was brought here for a reason, and it was to help out Trevor Lawrence. So do you mean to tell me that Liam Cohen's just going to be like, yeah, all right, let's go have our second pick overall. Let's go have him play defense, and let's go sprinkle him on an offense every once in a while? Or is Liam Cohen going to pound on the table and be like
all the plays?
All the plays. Okay.
I think as crazy as that sounds, I think he is. They want to. Sure. I mean, and going around the league and talking to players, when I talk to them about it, they all say it's not and his endurance is unreal. They say it's the endurance of a marathon runner. Like I said, the day I was there, it was 101, and I actually sat down and interviewed him, and he wasn't even breathing hard. He had practiced on both sides. He had done, the stuff during special teams when you're usually standing around doing stuff on defense. And I go, hot enough for you? He goes, it wasn't bad. I'm like, are you kidding me? I love the heat, but it was hot that day. Yeah. So I think he can do it, but the question players ask me, and you know this, of being a player, will his body hold up? Mm-hmm. Not from an endurance standpoint, but from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard to fathom because we always talk about that wall that the first year guys hit, the rookie wall, because you essentially go from playing the college game, then you play in a Senior Bowl or whatever, then you prep yourself for the combine, you prep yourself for your pro days. You don't have a lot of time to just rest and acclimate and get ready for the football season. It's just you go here, then you go here, then you go here. So you have zero time to rest. And to expect a first-year guy, even, if he is the athletic freak that Travis Hunter is, to come in here and go, okay, you did your stuff at Colorado, you got ready for the pro day and everything. You haven't stopped training since. And now you got to go play both sides of the football for the whole time. It's a lot on that, that guy's plate. And I think I would err on the side of caution more than I would just say, okay, man, let's throw it in the water and see what you can do.
Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what if he plays both sides of the ball for the next 3 years or 2 years? And then you get to year 4 and it's time to redo his contract.
I'd love to be his agent.
I mean, how do you negotiate that deal? Oof. You know what I said? I said in year 4 he starts playing one side of the ball. You know that's going to happen. That happens, right? Whatever year his negotiation deal is, he's going to play one side of the ball. He's not going to play both.
Yeah, you limit the wear and tear. You pick one side. You pick the one that pays more, right?
If he's a great player, say he plays every snap for 2 years, or close to it, and he's an all-pro corner in year 2, and he's a 65-catch, 1,000-yard, 8-touchdown receiver. Negotiate that contract. I mean, because if you're the agent, you're paying him as a Pro Bowl corner as high as you possibly can there, all-pro corner. Yep. And by the way, let's sprinkle in that he's one of the better young receivers in the league too, and negotiate that deal. The guy's going to make a boatload of money.
You're essentially paying for 2 players. Like if I'm realistically, if I'm his agent, and assuming that he has an all-pro year at corner and he has a decent season at wide receiver, I'm going, okay, well, let's go ahead and reset the market at cornerback. All right, we got that done, and then let's go ahead and make top 8, top 5 money at wide receiver. Cool, sounds good. Let's add those contracts together, and we'll see you guys later.
So you're almost in quarterback territory at that point, right?
Oh, you would be. You would be in quarterback.
55 territory. A year. I mean, 60, whatever it is at that point.
Yeah,
and then so, Pete, I'm excited for too. I'm excited for the next crop of college kids that are coming out now that are watching Travis Hunter do his thing, because you want to talk about the transfer portal and everything. How many college athletes are going to go, if I'm coming to Alabama, you only got me playing wide receiver, not corner? Yeah, I'm going to transfer someplace else where they want me to play both spots. That's going to be a trend now too. Just wait and see.
The only thing is, it's so hard to do. And again, you go to the endurance, and he did it at altitude. I mean, that's incredible. You played in Denver. It's hard to. I lived there for a year. I remember one time, the first time I moved to Denver, I was playing basketball, and I started going. I'm like, what is this? And it's just, and so for him to be able to do that at altitude, and now to be able to do it in the heat the way he's doing it, there's a special kid. But again, his body isn't big. He's not a big kid, and so you worry about body breaking down more than lungs breaking down.
Pete, were you good at basketball?
Yes, very good. Remember Remember Zoe that used to work with the Jaguars? Remember Lorenzo?
Yeah, he works in Miami now. Works for the Dolphins.
Yeah, him and Ryan Robinson. Remember they had that basket inside the facility there, and Zoe talked a good game, and I go ahead, we'll go shoot. I shot them both out. Shot their lights out. Zoe will do that. And by the way, you guys appreciate this since you played with him, Austin.
Yeah.
The other day when I first went on my training camp tour 2 weeks ago, I was at the Dolphins. Had Tyreek Hill on, and I looked at him, and during the interview I said, "Boy, you look like you're leaned up a little bit." He goes, "Oh yeah, man." He goes, "When I was here for in Kansas City, I was 188. When I came here, I started feeling like Maurice Jones-Drew."
Shots fired, man.
Maurice is catching strays during the
Dang.
Wow.
And so then after I was done, I asked him, I said, "Why did you think you shot at Maurice?" Yeah. And he said, when he was a kid, I guess Tyreek grew up in Georgia somewhere close. He was a Jaguar. He followed the Jaguars, and he remembered Chubby Maurice Jones-Drew running the football. And so that's why he took the shot.
By the way, Maurice was here for the scrimmage last week. Was in town. Saw him in the hallway.
I love Maurice. Maurice is one of those guys that back in the day, he always gave you, when I come into the locker room, he'd always give me crap somehow. "Oh, you play the game, that one." And I give him, the line I give him, "Why? I'm not a 5-star chef, but I know it tastes good too, Maurice,"
I love that. All right, let's come back. We've got to keep it real when we come, because we've been faking it the whole time.
I guess so.
The first hour and 15. No.
You have a sponsor yet?
No sponsor. No.
Well, we got all that wine from the other guy a couple of years ago, so we got that going for him.
That's
wait,
exciting.
we didn't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Got it all.
Yeah. Oh, Bobby didn't make it, by the way. He's
Did he?
That was years ago, apparently. I didn't realize the guy was dead when I was asking him for wine. He's been dead for years.
Well, somebody's in family still owns it, so push it Bobby Jr. maybe.
Robert Jr. We're back in a moment. we gotta keep it real when we come back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville builders score big with DL Cabinetry. As the official cabinet supplier of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they offer top quality kitchen and bathroom cabinetry for any project. Enjoy fast turnaround, complimentary design, and great prices. Visit dlcabinetry.com today to learn more and to become a dealer. Limited spots available. DL Cabinetry, the winning choice for builders.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Ride Now Power Sports is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars football fires up your Sundays, and a Yamaha boat or wave runner brings on-the-water thrills to get you through the other 6 days of the week. Check out the extensive Yamaha watercraft selection that must go at the Ride Now Power Sports Beach Boulevard and Jacksonville locations. Their prices will not be beat. You and the Jaguars can both win this season. Just mention Jaguars at the time of your purchase. Online at ridenow.com.
When it's your money, your business, or your home, you deserve a partner who sees and hears you. A partner who is by your side every step of the way. That's Ameris Bank. It's a commitment we're proud to make, and one we back up by providing financial solutions to empower you. Because at the end of the day, we are dedicated advocates for you. Visit your local branch or learn more at amerisbank.com. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to credit approval.
Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, first Monday show of the season. JP Shadrick, Pete Prisco, Austen Lane in with us for the 2025 campaign here on Mondays. We're recapping the Jaguars' loss to the Steelers in preseason week 1 on 1010XL, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. It is time for Keeping It Real, presented by Nobody. Jaguars' defensive performance is what we're going with on Saturday night. Steelers quarterbacks, listen to these stats, Pete, Austin.
Okay.
Mason Rudolph, 9 of 10, 84 yards and a touchdown. Skylar Thompson, 20 of 28, 233 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. How concerned are you with the defense after that performance and moving forward, Austin?
Aaron Rodgers better watch out. Let's keep it real right now. No, I mean, I'm a little concerned about it simply because you had your starters out there going against a lot of the twos. Now, granted, the Steelers' offensive line played that opening drive and everything for, I think, at least a quarter. But you're going against skill guys who are backups, right? And that can't happen. So I get it's one preseason game. We're still learning the defense and everything. But like we talked about to open the show today, you can't have guys looking back confused, not being lined up properly, because that's coaching. Like, that's getting guys prepared to play the game. Skill is going to always win the day, and I get that. But you have to set your guys up for success. And I think there was a lot of guys that were open, on Saturday that should have been that wide open.
Watching the game and seeing Anthony Campanelli's face, I thought it looked like somebody told him that Italian food stinks or something. That's what it looked like to me, because I've actually had a conversation with Anthony about Italian food in Jacksonville, because he's got to look around to find some good ones. I can tell you that, but it's there. You got to look for it. But it was not a good look, and it's supposed to be a new look defense. They didn't show anything. I have a heart. Let's go back to the touchdown you just showed to Washington.
Oh yeah, the big tight end from Georgia.
They were in his zone. And it looks like Aluakon should get a little more depth there, because there's nobody threatening him underneath, right? That's what it should be. You look at the end zone shot of that. There's no threat for him underneath on that play.
Because nobody's running around underneath.
Correct.
Yeah.
So there he is. There's nobody there. He's got to get more depth on that to make that a tougher throw and allow Campbell to come over and maybe make a play on it. See what I mean? He doesn't get enough depth there, I don't think. See, he's kind of frozen for a second.
No, you're not.
I get it. If there's a threat there, he's got to play it, but there was no threat there.
Well, and it's wild too, because I haven't seen the all 22 yet. I still have to get Pete's password for that one. But when I was looking back, I couldn't tell if they're in a cover 3 with the linebackers and a cover 4 in the back end. It looked like they're in different zone coverages in terms of the safeties and in terms of the linebackers, which could be the case. Some teams do run that. Now,
well, that looked like a 3. That looked like a cover 3 because Campbell's playing. He has no threat on him, so he has to come over and make a play on that.
But whatever the case may be, hindsight's 20/20, right? Was it the right call right there? Probably not. But once again, if that's going to be the case, you got to get pressure. And I get you're not going to blitz a lot in terms of the preseason. A lot of teams don't. It's more of just the meat and potatoes. But this is where that interior pressure, it has to make a difference because the ball's coming out quickly.
And some of those touchdowns were against guys that aren't going to be around. You know that. So you got to take those for what they are. But again, it was sloppy. It wasn't crisp. It wasn't sloppy. I mean, Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker didn't exactly win, so again, it's the preseason. If you're Josh Hines-Allen, what's your motivation in the preseason? Seriously,
stay healthy.
I mean,
yeah,
right. That's your only motivation. Mm-hmm. You're Trayvon Walker. Your only motivation is to make it out of the preseason. Take a few hits and get to the preseason. Get yourself ready. So I don't read a lot across the board. not just in Jacksonville, but across the board. I don't read. I've been around this thing for so long, I don't read anything into the preseason. Now, back in the day, if you played a half with the starters versus starters and you like preseason game number 3 used to almost be like a game for a half. You game planned, you did some things, your starters played against their starters, you came out of the halftime because they wanted you to feel what it's like to come out of halftime for a member, and then move. Now it's not close to that. So you can't get any gauge in this at all.
So then, Pete, what are we talking about here for game 2 and game 3? I mean, are we satisfied with what we see? And hey, it's the preseason, let's just keep these guys healthy, we don't need to see any more? Or do you want to see some of these starters?
You got to play and not be sloppy.
Okay.
Now, whether you dominate or whatever you do, that's a whole different issue. But you can't have guys. It's the same as it was a year ago. Remember, JP? All they did was look around.
Yeah.
Busted coverages and look around and what are they doing? And so I think that has to be better. You have to the mechanism of the game has to be better. The results, take it for what it's worth, but the mechanism of the game has to be better this time around.
And we'll see, how the schedule this week affects that too. They're going to have a scrimmage, they're saying, on Thursday on the practice field.
What is a scrimmage? Nobody's tackling anybody. It's not a scrimmage.
Okay, well, maybe they can know where they are in the right place in a scrimmage.
So what you're saying is if they have some kind of scrimmage on Thursday, then does it impact 2 plays on Sunday?
Does it impact the reps? And I think that Liam Cohen said that today. Hey, we're going to wait until after all this stuff happens to really determine that after Thursday's practice. So we'll see.
More and more guys played in week 1 than have been playing across the league. If you notice that.
Yeah.
Kansas City always plays.
Yeah. How long did Mahomes play? How long did Mahomes even play?
He played a couple series.
Okay. Yeah.
Cincinnati played
Bengals
because they start
played
slowly every year. Every year, they usually don't play them, but they start slowly, so he played them. I just think you guys got to hit. You know that, Austin. Guys got to hit. If you don't play at all in the preseason, that means the first time you actually tackle somebody is in week 1 from the last time you played a game that mattered. That's a long time not to hit somebody, tackle somebody.
No, without a doubt. Like it's just it's a different. It's a different mindset when you're in that game, right? When I get it's a preseason game, right? The crowd's not at full effect and everything. Maybe the energy from the opposition isn't to the full effect, but it's still different being under those bright lights. And I would like to see these guys play a little more. I really would. And once again, we'll see how this quote unquote scrimmage goes. I know they have the inter squad practice with the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, that's one day.
That's week 3, which is crazy. It's only one day, by the way.
Yeah.
Because when I played, it was a full week. I had to see these guys in Atlanta because there's always Atlanta Falcons, so it was almost like a big time, back.
Well,
and
forth. Miami, Austin went to Chicago to work out with the Bears. Listen to their schedule. They went to Chicago to work out with the Bears on Tuesday, worked out with them on Wednesday and Thursday. They went on Wednesday, worked out with them on Thursday, Friday. Saturday had a day off, then played on Sunday. Now they go to Detroit. You're going to work out with the Lions for a day, stay there and play the preseason game on Saturday, and then fly home, and they're going to work out with the Jaguars. So they call it the team bonding thing or whatever, but still, that's
there's going to be like a team like tug of war. There's going to be like charades. I'm sure they'll be playing. It's kind of like a summer camp.
Potato sack race at some point.
You know what that is? That's when your team stunk a year ago and your coach let the guys get out of control. He has to try and rein them in. That's exactly what that is.
Can he do it down there, by the way?
No, you can't. It's like I don't have kids, but I understand if you have kids, if you try and discipline them after they run wild for 4 years, you can't do it. It's just not happening.
Oh yeah,
so
I started mine at one because I have a 10-year-old. We started at 1 year old. Oh, he's crying. Yep. Hey, let's go ahead and go sit on a little, go in the corner there, set a timeout a little bit. 1 year old, not really, obviously. But
wow,
I was joking, man. Social services could be listening to this. I'm just kidding, man. I'm joking.
Put him in the corner in his bassinet.
With a dunce cap on. Yeah, great.
And you know what? He doesn't even remember it. That's the amazing.
Oh no, he doesn't remember it. But I guarantee, and I myself to blame for this. That the first I've never. I should say this. I've done it one time where I've accidentally cussed in front of my son, and he was probably 5 or 6 years old, and I dropped it. It was an F-bomb. It was a giant one.
Wow.
But I was watching Blake Bortles throw his second pick 6 of the game, and I let one go like, what the bleep are you doing? And then I had my wife at the time go, What are you saying? Like, it's not my fault. It's a second pick six. Like, this is justified. Like, anybody would say this in front of a child.
Blame Blake.
Yeah. So as soon as he's in school, by the way, first day of school, 5th grade, as soon as that first, that curse word comes out, I'm blaming Blake Bortles. I'm going to call Blake Bortles and say, you need to go talk to this teacher, man, because I'm not taking, the bullet for this one.
Yeah, I just the thing about cursing, you got to be careful around kids because they'll pick it up and run with it.
Sponges.
Where did you hear that? My dad. My dad. But back to the Jaguars, I think they need to play too. I think this is a young team; they need to play. You can't be worried about injuries. You just can't play football that way. Well, I mean, don't you think they'll play this week?
I hope so, but
they got to play a little, right?
Here's what I would say, and I'm not sure if this works in locker rooms or not. I feel like this was happening with the Bengals because if any quarterback didn't have to play in the preseason, I feel like it's Joe Burrow. But I feel like Zach Taylor asked Joe Burrow, hey, how you feeling? You want to get some reps in? I think Joe Burrow said, yeah, let's shake some of the rust off, give me a couple of series here, and let's go from there. I hope there's some consultation with, some of the leaders of this team to be like, how are you guys feeling? Where are you guys at? And I hope it's truthful in being, hey, I think we need a little more to kind of showcase what we can do.
Yeah, I think they need it, and I think they should play. And then you don't play them in the final preseason game.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Easy enough.
Then you play the guys that are going to be on stock market and working in Wall Street.
Well, especially but because Miami's coming to town too, right? So you're going to Miami, but you're going to have that one practice there. So.
Right. So in theory, if
that one practice will be a lot. You get more. Veterans get more out of those practices than they do out of preseason games because they get more reps. Like I've talked to many a quarterback. I remember Phillip Rivers telling me, "Look, I go work out with a team. I'm getting." all these plays that I don't get in preseason games because I only played like 5 or 10 plays or something at the most. So it's much more valuable. So you're right. I doubt they'll play in the final week. So you got to play them in this one.
PRI Productions, the Southeast full-service event company, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com and learn more. That's it for Keeping It Real, presented by nobody. It's available. Back in a moment, we've got Fanatics fan questions. It's Pete's favorite segment.
Love it.
Are these going to be fight related too? Because I'm not paying anybody bets if they lost a bet on me. That's not my problem.
That's a good idea, actually.
No, we're good.
We might have to start doing fight questions for Austin.
If I lost you guys any money, I apologize.
Back in a moment, it is Jaguars Happy Hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
To aim higher, run faster. It's what elite athletes do. Always strive for better. At UF Health, we have that same DNA. To not just treat a stroke, but to create a fleet of mobile stroke treatment units. To not just do research, but to use AI to save lives with one of the most powerful supercomputers in academia. We believe, like athletes, that human progress has no finish line. UF Health, National Medical Center for Team USA.
When disaster strikes, trust the experts at Surf Pro. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, they bring the same dedication and precision to restoring your property as the Jaguars do on the field. Whether it's water, fire, or storm damage, their highly trained professionals are on call 24/7 to make it like it never even happened. Surf Pro, your local leader in restoration and cleanup.
What's the best part about lawn care during the winter? you can give it a rest. Lawns only need watering up to once a week. Really, that's it. Using less water means you're saving time and money that you can put towards something else. Before you run your sprinklers, remember, give it a rest and only water up to once a week. For more information, visit waterlessflorida.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
You know, it is intentional. We have so many playmakers. You want to get them all involved and early and let guys get the rock and do something with it. So I think that is intentional for sure. And then there's times where the ball just kind of finds guys more than others. I think in games like this, obviously you want to spread the ball around. You want to get guys touches, get them going, kind of see what we can do. But I thought the guys did a nice job. Obviously we had the one drive, so it's hard to really evaluate beyond that. But yeah, I thought the guys did a good job when their number was called.
Trevor Lawrence, Jaguars quarterback, after the game in the locker room. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour, our second hour, presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. By the way, they brought Chubby-style wings, chicken parm sandwiches, and pretzel bites with cheese.
Austin, you train all the time, so do you eat anything like that ever?
I mean, yeah, man. I can have a cheat meal every once in a while. You know, I can have a fair meal if I want to. I mean, I would have had some today, I think. Sounds delicious.
If you weren't training, you would be eating it though, no matter what, right?
I mean, Pete, the way I look at it is if I'm training hard enough, I can eat whatever I want, right? So I'll just burn the calories in the gym.
I feel the same way.
Okay.
There we go, man.
That's what I do.
Yeah. That's what you got to tell yourself.
You're training to fight. You're training to fight Austin.
Oh, no, I'm not fighting Austin.
Battle of wits here, JP?
No.
Okay. You're getting beaten.
I'm battling myself, Pete. Okay.
It's always a battle, JP. It's always a battle.
Certainly is.
I mean, am I allowed to have some of that since I'm not officially okay, well, I'm kind of like a freelancer, I feel like, so I don't know if I'm allowed to have that or not.
You're on the show.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
I'm wearing a collared shirt, too. It's the second collared shirt that I've worn in like the past couple days.
You're already trying to cut players. You can go eat whatever the hell you want.
No, but I do like the fact that when JP opens the show and he talks about Austen Lane being here for 2025, are you saying he might not be back in 2026? And we're not even done.
EVP Junior, man.
Hey, Pete,
Vice EVP.
Pete, we're all day to day.
Tony, what's up?
Okay, come on, Pete.
Of course we are, but we're day to day in life too, in case you're wondering. But the way you say that, I'm like, okay, he's here for 2025.
I was not involved
Austin,
in the
you haven't even
negotiation.
said it. You haven't even been a half hour in, and he's saying,
"Hey, man, it is what." Hey, maybe he's got some high hopes for me. I'm not sure.
I have high hopes for you. I have high hopes for you.
I like it for here. Now I know other people in town that may not like to hear that. You say, that the high hopes thing because I have other engagements as well.
Really? Who?
I can't. I don't think are we allowed to say it or not?
Your other job
rhymes with Trent. Yeah, rhymes with Trent
with a different first letter.
And I don't mean bulky. Yeah.
No. Oh wait, who's Trent Baalke? We don't know him.
Who's that?
Who?
Rhymes with Trent. I said. Yeah.
Make it noted: the first person to say that name on the show was Austin.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't me.
It was not
me.
Pete.
Oh, is that we
I
can't
thought
say that
Pete
name?
was going to go there.
I didn't get an email, man. I don't know what I can
There's no
cannot
email.
say.
There's no rules.
You can say whatever you want to say. I blistered him last year so bad.
I got you.
Well, last year, the year before that, and the year before that. So, look. You got questions, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Let's get to them now, Pete. You ready? It's Fanatics fan questions, and Jags fans gear up at Fanatics.com with all the latest Jags styles. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything. We put the cat signal out on X. Here's the best we've come up with today. At Samuel of Duval, are you worried Hunter didn't look as dynamic out there as he did in college? I worry his athleticism won't translate to the NFL. What do you think, Austin?
Stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, I think on offense, what people are expecting him to be like the next Tyreek Hill in preseason game number 1 and break every single tackle. Like, yeah, it's the NFL, right? You're going to have to learn how to navigate, how to wiggle and everything. But I thought on defense he looked fine, and on offense he'll learn as he goes.
And Fred made a good point.
I will say this.
Yeah.
That little short pass that he caught, if he hadn't slipped, he was popping out the side to get the big play down the sideline. So it's there.
And that was my point.
He's quick.
Fred Taylor, I was with Fred the other night, and he said, you know what, maybe that's a cleat issue. He did it a couple times, actually, fell out of his cleats, so maybe that's an adjustment to be made moving ahead. Most athletic play for him was the jump when he hit the kicker after the field goal.
Yeah.
He was like 6 feet in the air.
What is that? It's unbelievable. But when you watch the 22, if he pops out there, he's down the sideline for a huge play, maybe even score. So it's common. It'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Next question. At Noah Way, how much improvement can we expect in terms of physicality of play? I saw Steelers backups pushing our starters around. Austin?
I mean, I hope it improves, yeah, because I noticed a little bit of the same thing. And it's kind of deceiving in the box score a little bit, because if you see like what the Steelers are rushing with their starting guys, it was few and far between. But yeah, I think in terms of mentality, once again, I've said it till the cows come home, it starts in the interior. And I think the interior's got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, but we talked about the interior of that defensive line, but the Steelers have had problems running the ball. That they average 4 point. Their identity is to run the ball. They averaged 4.1 per rush last year as a team. And they're not a great physical run team anymore. So I think you're right. It's a little misleading, but they dominated offensively. That's what you don't want to see. You want to see a defense dominate an offense, and they didn't dominate them at all.
Next question is about that defense at Coach Ripley 1. For those who aren't jumping in the St. John's River, what are Austin's expectations with the defense and the coverage being soft and or the lack of pass rush? Did we blitz or stunt or just play base?
I mean, for the most part, you saw a lot of just base, right? This is preseason game number 1. You're not going to see a lot of blitzes. You're going to see the meat and potatoes. But I think going forward, if what you have right now on that defensive line is what you have, unless Eric Armstead comes back, unless Mason Smith comes back, you're going to have to generate a little more of that interior rush. So that's going to be involving blitzing. And keep in mind, like when we asked, Lloyd is a classic example of this. Like Lloyd's great in the run game. Lloyd can get after the passer a little bit as well in terms of his pass rush. I think, there's been times in the past, and if you ask him, what has to work on, it's his coverage ability. Well, that's an example now of using a player to his strength. So if you want to blitz Lloyd every once in a while or blitz somebody else, then more power to you. But until they address that interior, you got to manufacture a pass rush somehow.
Yeah, I think in talking to the guys and the staff about Campanelli, he's going to be exotic in his looks. He's going to show a lot of things. It's not unlike Brian Flores in Minnesota. He shows a lot of those different things. You saw basic as basic can be the other night, so it's hard to read into that, at least from my standpoint.
But I think there's a lot of people scared that if they can't handle the basics, then how are they going to handle the exotics?
The basics are just, again, are you worried about Trayvon Walker playing the run or rushing the passer? Or are you worried about Josh Hines Allen rushing the passer? I don't think you are. But they didn't do that in the game the other night.
Yeah.
So it's just so hard in the preseason to evaluate it. It really is.
Couple more here at Tartan Teal. Does Pete still think Fred Johnson makes the starting O-line ahead of Anton Harrison?
When I said that I thought he would push him, I was told that he would push him. And it hasn't materialized. I will say he probably is. He played on the left side the other night, but he's probably more apt to play on the right side from what I hear. He hasn't had a great camp, and, there's some concern about him, I think. You look at we haven't talked much about the offensive line. Udoka has done a really good job at right guard, and I think he might possibly win that job. He saw, when Makari got hurt, you saw a crease there, and he took a hold of it. Now, didn't they play him at right tackle today when Harrison was out? Didn't they play? Because Milam played right tackle with the second group the other night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know about today because I got out there late today.
I think I read where Makari might have been over there today. So
they've been moving guys around though all camp.
I mean, like Monheim played left guard and he's a center.
Yeah,
and he was, by the way, he was good at left guard. We're not great, but good. I think they finally have some developmental linemen Milam and Monheim both could be developmental linemen. Fortner was better a little bit at center than he had been. But, again, the offensive line, Fred Johnson, I'd have to say, just from my personal experience, what I thought he would do come in has probably been a little disappointing.
Yeah, and I think in terms of, I mean, what was the call? He's going to replace Walker Little, or was it Anton Harrison?
Anton Harrison is what Pete said.
The thought was he might push both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of Anton Harrison, it's been evident during camp that they're trying to push him, right, in terms of just like what, Coach Liam Cohen's saying in the media and everything. Like, they're really making a habit this year of trying to get the best out of Anton Harrison, because I think we saw it his rookie year, and he wasn't even 100%. And he showed some glimpses of, I think, being a very good to even great offensive tackle. Then last year, for whatever rhyme or reason, when I feel like he was healthier, didn't play up to his best abilities. So I think you have a situation now where it's like, is he not getting pushed enough? Is he not getting coached right? Whatever the case may be, they're all in on this year on pushing him to try to like make because basically you got to prove the coach is wrong, saying, hey, I can handle this job. And I think for the most part, if you watch that last game, and to echo what Pete was saying earlier in the show, I mean, there was one play where if Travis Etienne just reads it would have been 8-8 out the gate. It's just he didn't read the ball, and that was spearheaded by Anton Harrison.
Let me ask you this, guys. If Udoka starts at right guard and Macari doesn't start, is that bad free agency, or do you give him the benefit of the doubt because they got the other guy on a cheap deal? How would that play out? How do you look at it from that standpoint?
That's a good question.
It's a great question. I would look at it and say, we brought in a guy to have a training camp battle to maybe push Macari, and that guy ended up winning. So I think, if I'm the GM, it's going to be a win-win.
You're still paying Macari, right?
Is it Macari or Macari?
It's Macari. He told me Macari after his first press conference.
Okay. Macari.
Because I've heard Macari at times in his career. It's been Macari.
I've heard Macari
That's
too.
Why. Yeah. So
Macari, it's a big contract, right? It was like $22.5 million guaranteed, 37.5, 3 years.
Okay, but the other guy you signed to be a backup tackle, and you move him to guard, and he plays so well because he's played well supposedly in camp. He's had a really good camp, right?
Yeah. And he's on a 2-year, $7 million deal.
Well, he's cheaper.
Yeah, much.
But again, so how would you look at it? It just depends on how he plays. If he played really well, then you look at it as a good move. If he doesn't play that well, then you look at it as two crappy moves.
Correct.
It's almost like when I was in Buffalo, Christian Benford is their best corner, right? Well, Christian Benford came in the 6th round. And I remember the year I was there, Benford was a 6th rounder, and Kyer Elam from Florida was a 1st rounder. And everybody was raving. They said, no, the 6th rounder's outplaying him already. Well, the 6th rounder's become one of the better corners in the league. The 1st rounder's no longer in Buffalo. So do you ping him for drafting Elam, or do you give him credit for drafting Benford? And that's kind of the same scenario here if it played out that way.
Well, I mean, I found myself in the same situation. It's a little different, but when I got here back in 2010, Derek Harvey was the starting defensive end. And obviously you remember what they sacrificed to get Derek Harvey here. I mean, it was a lot of draft capital to try to, make him the man. He struggles, and eventually I end up taking his role. And I understand, like, there was a lot of hesitation to do that, not because, it was a new GM and everything, but it's like, it's what the move said, right? Is that you invested so much in this 1st round pick and everything, all this capital, and now all of a sudden you're going to be like, all right, let's bring this 5th rounder from Murray State, wherever that is, and then we'll see what happens. And that's what happened, man. But
what game did you take his job, Austin?
That would have been the Dallas Cowboys game, and I didn't know I was even playing in that. So I hadn't
early
played,
in the season. When was that?
Yeah, it would have been like week 5, I think. Okay. Week 4, week 5, and I didn't know I was even going to play. So I was inactive for the first 4 games, and I'm in Dallas. Think I'm being inactive again. I'm in the locker room. We get off the bus. Coach Mel Tucker comes up to me. He's like, "You're starting today." I go, "Huh?" Because I'm thinking like. And I'll be honest, like, there's a mindset that you get in before a game where you think you're starting or you think you're inactive, right? So did I stay up and watch a little too much TV? I might have, right? Because I'm thinking I'm not going to play it the next day. So I get up and I go, huh? And he goes, yeah, you're starting. I go, okay, cool. And he goes, hey, I understand you, right? You're a little nervous. I go, well, yes, sir. And he goes, and I have to paraphrase. I can't cuss, but I'm going to paraphrase this. He goes, well, I like what you do on film. He goes, if you're going to crap on yourself, just make sure you do it 100 miles per hour. I go, yes, sir. Sounds good. And it ended up being a great game. I got a tackle for loss at the first play I was out there, so I kind of etched myself in. But, yeah, it was there was a lot of resentment, though, right? Because, once again, Derek Harvey was supposed to be the guy, and he wasn't. And how they handled that situation was just different. But I will say this, too. I found out I was still a rookie in the NFL because, yes, I was starting. You thought life was good. I was still giving the scout team looks, too, as well, because Derek Harvey didn't want to do that. So I'd have to go with the ones on defense and practice with Jack. And then I had to go give the scout team look because, well, Derek Harvey wasn't going to give the scout team look.
And what round did you come in? You were a fifth.
I was a fifth-round pick, yeah.
So as a fifth-round pick, he ran down the first-round pick, the high first-round pick in 5 games. That's incredible.
That is amazing.
And no offense, Austin, but that speaks volumes about Derek Harvey.
No. Listen, Derek Harvey's a great guy, man, and he was always cool with me when he didn't have to be, right? Because you got a guy from Murray State coming and taking your job. He didn't have to be cool, but he was always cool with me.
All right, we've got one more question for the night. At the Foot Fault Guy, please tell me Prisco will be on. Means the show. I need him to keep calling Tony Boselli a turncoat.
Well, look, give Tony Boselli a ton of credit because he turncoated himself into an executive VP job, right? What is Tony's exact title, by the way?
Executive Vice President of Football Operations.
Okay, at the end of last year, for the last month and a half, when he was defending everything and I called him the turncoat and all that, he played it the right way. Kudos to him. We were the dopes, JP, me and you.
Right, because we still on the
idiots.
show. I mean, no offense to the show. It's just we're,
But look at him. He played himself into the executive VP of the football operations for an NFL team from that seat right there, Austin. Think about that. It's incredible.
Big shoes to fill for sure.
You know what it is? How many years did we do the show, JP?
11, I believe. I think 11 seasons total.
So I taught him well. I sent him on his way. He could be the executive VP now.
Flybird.
He learned enough football from me that he could go on his way. You know what's funny, though? He still butchers names.
Oh, I bet there's no doubt about that. In meetings, I bet he's hammered.
Like, I'll talk to him about guys around the league sometimes, and he'll still butcher their names.
Hey, you should have heard him do a commercial the other day. He actually did a commercial the other day.
Not sports coats.
No, it's not sports coats back, but it took him a handful of takes, which had happened. Yeah.
That's not surprising.
No,
That's not surprising.
There you have it. Fanatics fan questions are in. We're back in a moment with some final thoughts on our opening Monday night show of the season. This is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings.
Mr. Chubby's Wings is a whole lot more than just wings. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Swing by Mr. Chubby's and indulge in the biggest and best wings in town, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow sports fans. With plenty of game day specials and locations on the West Side, Fleming Island, Ponte Vedra Beach, and new this season, Everbank Stadium, they're here for all your game day needs. Mr. Chubby's Wings is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Since 2014, there's been only one official home builder of the Jaguars, Dreamfinders Homes. With quality-built homes and a speedy move-in process, we're in 20-plus communities in the best locations across Northeast Florida. Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to live. So get off the sidelines, Jags fans, and get into the game. Let Dreamfinders help you navigate your home purchase and offer great interest rates. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for all your move-in ready homes and step up your game.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Groom.
Sam, 30 seconds on the clock. The Ford Summer Sales Event.
Great time to buy.
Correct. What do we have amazing deals on this summer?
Ford trucks and SUVs.
Is Ford America's all-time best-selling auto brand?
Let me think. Yeah, it is.
3 for 3.
What do I win?
You get to work at the Ford Summer Sales Event.
Amazing. I think I was going to do that anyway.
You betcha.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital, with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with EverBank. Open an EverBank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. EverBank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Mr. Chubby's Wings. Our first Monday show of the season, winding down from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. JP Shadrick with Austen Lane here in Jacksonville. Pete Prisco down in South Florida. And for 12 years, Dream Finders Homes has been proud to call themselves the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for all the available inventory, and go Jags. Pete, I just spent the entire commercial break crushing Boselli on how he couldn't read commercials properly, and I just screwed up the first read of this segment.
You know what? He'll give it to you when he sees you.
Yeah.
Because he's probably
listening.
We know you're in the office listening, Tony. We know it. We just know it.
Old rabbit ears Tony.
Sitting there in your hoodie, your
eating snacks, watching tape.
Yeah. I mean, we know it. You know he's listening.
Old rabbit. Turncoat to rabbit ears.
You know what, though? I don't think he's going to be like certain other GM in that building at all. You know, I don't think James will be either. Look, the other guy was so thin-skinned. Mm-hmm. Trent Baalke listened to everything, and it bothered him. And when you try and talk to him about it, it still bothered him. So, you know, look, we're going to be critical. We're not holding back. We will not hold back. If it warrants being criticized, you get criticized. If it warrants being praised, you get praised, period. That's the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm curious because I think Liam Cohen, I don't know if you guys, I feel like he's handled his team very well in the offseason. And it's just a matter of what's it going to be like in the regular. If it's 1-2,
yeah,
how does he handle that? We don't know that. That's what we don't know.
And that's with every new head coach that comes in, especially a first-year head coach that comes in. We've had a few of those. When they're 1-4, oh boy, things can get tight in a hurry, Austin.
No, without a doubt. I mean, when you're winning football games, everything's fun, right? Like if you're on a little bit of a winning streak, your job is easy. Just all right, be here at a certain time. I'll coach this. I'll call these plays. Cool. But and it's the NFL, so there's going to be losing streaks, right? So if we're talking 3-4 games in a row. How do you respond? And that, to me, is going to be the true makeup of a coach right there, especially a first-year coach. Of how do you rally your troops then? How do you get your guys to be invested when you guys, worked hard in the offseason and everything, and now all of a sudden it's not going like you wanted? What is the plan going forward?
I was talking to Matt LaFleur last week about coaching, and we were talking about, he said early in his career, it would drive him crazy to the point where he didn't sleep, and what would he do when it wasn't perfect? And I told him, I go, it can't be perfect. You can't control it. It cannot be perfect. And until later on in his career, as he started to realize it can't be perfect, then it changed who he is. And so that's what you always worry about with young coaches who were coordinators. Like with Liam Cohen, if it goes bad, does he go back to trying to fix the offense? It's not just him, Ben Johnson. Those guys, do you go to your side of the ball and say, oh my gosh, I got to fix this, and not really big picture the whole team? Because that's where you're going to be decided if you're a great coach or not, is if you handle the big team, the whole team.
Well, and here's the biggest thing, too, about Liam Cohen and this entire regime taking over, is that they've put a really emphasis on transparency, right? We almost feel like we're behind the curtain the entire time with this new regime. What happens if you lose 3 or 4 games in a row? Is there going to be accountability? Are you going to call guys out? Or are we going to be privileged to know, hey, what do you guys plan on doing? Or are we going to kind of go quiet then and not really give us a lot of information? Is it going to be more like Brett Martineau you wouldn't understand from Doug Peterson last year?
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing?
I do remember that.
Wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
you wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Liam Cohen breaking down play-by-play in the preseason. Like, and I'm a fan of it, but
me too.
Will we get that in depth?
Because there's no
if it goes
secrets in
bad?
the NFL.
No.
I've said that all year. There's no secrets in the NFL.
Yeah. Hey,
Give me a
Pete,
break.
when do you want to cut the team, and when do you want to pick the schedule? We got like 3 weeks.
We'll cut the team. What day is cut day? It's 3 weeks from.
Yeah, we won't have a show after that until week 1. No, Labor Day we don't have a show either. So we won't have a show until after the first game. So we got to do it before cuts.
We got to do it before cuts. Yeah. We got to do it before cuts anyways. We always make our cuts. Did you see Liam Cohen came out today and said he already has 50? He can count it. He pretty much knows 50.
Well, there you go.
I tell you that all the time, don't I?
You do it every year. He's like, I got it done already.
I can do
Transparency
it. When I was
wins
there
again.
in minicamp, I could have done it. Seriously.
Pete, we'll talk to you next week, Pete. Pete Prisco, Austin, great job.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate
Do
you,
it
Pete.
again next
Send
week.
me that all 22 password. Appreciate you.
It's Jaguars Happy Hour.